Good morning. Welcome to Meditation Lesson 2, Video 25. This second set of videos. In this second set of videos, we are in the homework section right now. So instead of covering new stuff, we're just going to practice along together as if you were doing homework. Now, this is only going to make sense if you've downloaded the free latest version of this practice text entitled The First Set of Lesson Texts. Demonstrating my utter lack of imagination. So, the links you need are right below the video. What's that? You say you can't see any links? That's because you're not watching this video on its dedicated YouTube page. Here's how to remedy that. Go into the bottom right hand corner of your video, see the little YouTube icon, give that a click or two, it'll take you right there. Now YouTube is always adjusting their format, so as of today, about an inch below the video, you'll find a button that says Show More. You click that bad boy, you'll see a whole bunch of links in their descriptions. The first one will take you to my Facebook page. You're welcome to friend me if you wish. The second link will take you to the class material. I see. I might take it back. I can't remember, so let me look it up real quick rather than guessing. How lame is that? Okay, there it is. The second link will take you to a description which reads the 52 lessons. Lessons 1, 2, and 3 on a specific page, and the link there takes you there. Folks, if this is your first time watching my silly talking head, then go to the first set of videos, Lesson 1, Video 1. That's where you want to begin. Do yourself a favor. Set yourself up for success. Now, if you're too arrogant to start at the beginning, I probably can't help you. No one can. Okay, enough of this doom and gloom. You came here because you want to download the latest version of this free PDF. So, the third link will take you to the class materials page where no less than 3 things there are free. A free essay, free image very similar to this, and the link to the latest essay, the first set of lesson texts. Pause me, download that, I'll wait right here. And you're back. You followed instructions. Well done. Because if you couldn't follow instructions, who can help you? But you're humble enough to have followed instructions, so I give you a hearty handshake and a clap on the back. Okay, Junior Spaceman, here we go. I invite you to join me on page 14. This is all review. So let's chant along together with the passive visualization of the Great Compassionate One. An arm's length above my head, and those of all other sentient beings pervading space, on a white lotus and full moon cushion from Rheopius noble and supreme Genrazig, page 15. He is brilliant white and radiates the 6 lights of white, green, yellow, blue, red, and black. Handsome and smiling, he looks on all with kind eyes of compassion. He has 4 hands, the inner 2 are joined in non-jolie, the outer 2 hold a crystal mala and a white lotus flower, adorned with ornaments of silks and jewels, his left shoulder covered by a deerskin. Amitabha hovers above his head, his 2 feet are in the lotus posture. His back rests against a beautiful stainless moon throne. He is the embodiment of all objects of Buddhist refuge. Page 16. Let's try this again. Om Mani Padme Hum, Buddha rebirth for me. Om Mani Padme Hum, Buddha rebirth for all. Om Mani Padme Hum, completely letting go. Yes, I definitely teach as a Buddhist liberal. The other day, this Buddhist fundamentalist wrote one of my senior students and just chewed her a new one. How dare she have the gall to write this prayer on Facebook because someone's pet had died. Yeah. Oh, bless the fundamentalists. They get bent out of shape. For people who talk a lot about faith, they sure have a lot of fear, don't they? Please join me on page 17. Whoopsie. Computer's being silly. Okay. This is a review from the first lesson. What illness am I now experiencing? Why could this illness and its causes not satisfied together? Why could this illness and its causes not be permanent? Why could this illness and its causes not be me? If any of this leaves you scratching your head, then you need to go back and start at the beginning. Not the beginning of today's video, but Lesson 1, Video 1. 18. Why could this illness and its causes not be mine? Why could this illness and its causes not be graspable? Why could I benefit from letting go of this illness and its causes right now? What could completely letting go of this illness and its causes feel like? Don't using this illness elective is wonderful if you're never feeling under the weather, or if you're laying hands on someone who's feeling under the weather. In future classes, we talk about great places to place the center of your right palm up to someone's body. Typically, rule of thumb, you can place it on someone's part of the body that hurts the most, or you can place it on the tip of their tailbone, or on the crown of the head. Those are 3 good, sure bets. Please join me on page 19. Why could I let go of this illness and its causes right now? Don't be a bonehead and tell people if they're ill because they couldn't let go of it. That's just lame. But here's the fun thing. I've consistently gotten good results using these contemplations while laying hands on people. Not because I believed I could heal them, just because I wanted to heal them. Don't underestimate the power of desire. But you could say, hey, what does my letting go have to do with their illness? Well, wouldn't it be neat? You know, I like sci-fi a lot, and they talk about alternate realities and alternate timelines and stuff like that. And wouldn't it be neat if vibrating from one timeline or another was simply sometimes an issue of grasping or letting go? Things to believe? Not at all. Fun ideas to play with? Yeah, sure, you betcha. Okay, page 19. Why would I let go of this illness and its causes right now? Om mani padme hum, 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 Om mani padme hum. When will I let go of this illness and its causes? Om mani padme hum, 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 Om mani padme hum. Completely letting go. Om mani padme hum, 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 Om mani padme hum. A lot of people ask me about atheism, and personally, here's what I teach. I teach that all religions, all sects of every religion have a fundamentalist aspect or a liberal aspect. And fundamentalism and liberalism isn't exclusively in the realm of the spiritual. Every interest has fundamentalists and liberals, whether your interests be scientific or technical or geological or fitness or nutrition or sexual or yogic. Whatever you're doing, there's always going to be people who are fundamentalists, who are fear-oriented, who are rigid, who tend to be intolerant, who tend to be manipulative, and people who strive to be liberal, to let go, to be relaxed, to realize that they don't have all the answers all the time, and they're willing to consider things that they don't necessarily feel comfortable with. And they recognize that the price of integrity sometimes means leaving our comfort behind. So if someone wants to be an atheist, I say, great, be an atheist, but be a liberal atheist, not a fundamentalist atheist, because there are liberal atheists and there are fundamentalist atheists. If you are frequently caught up in the momentum of fear or inflexibility or intolerance or rage, you're probably a fundamentalist. Don't worry, it's an easy fix. Just choose to be something else. For years, I was a slave to fear, and it affected everything I did. And I found there's much more freedom in letting go of the fear. The fear is still going to be there. It's still going to bark at your ankle like a little yappy dog. But you do not need to cower before it. You do not need to make that fear your boss. Most people choose religion, whether they know it or not, because of fear. They're scared of life won't count, or they're scared that when they die they turn to nothing. To believe, though, is very, very rigid, and I think it's much more empowering to simply say, I don't know if this will happen or if that will happen, but I'd like this to happen. And to make a difference between desire and faith will go a long way to making you more liberal, and more free, and more liberated. There's nothing wrong with wanting good things to happen, even if they're irrational. Sometimes it's not a question of having irrational impulses, but managing them. Belief is a very rigid energy. It is a wonderful saying, maybe you've heard it before, you just can't steer a parked car. But a car that's moving, you can steer all over the place. Desire, you can steer. Faith, you can't. Certitude can be a trap. So whether you're atheist or not, choose the liberal path. And you might say, but I feel weak and vulnerable when I have no certitude. Our greatest strength is based in weakness. Perhaps you might want to look up on Google the tale of the oak and the reed. Aesop stumbled upon a good one there. Let's continue. When will I let go of this illness and its causes? Completely letting go. The other day I was reading an essay by a comedian that I really like. He's progressive in his politics, and he's very, very funny, and I enjoy him. He was talking about Buddhism. And although I shared his views, about the folly of Buddhist fundamentalism, and the folly of saying that everything is suffering all the time is dangerous, and embracing the certitude of rebirth with white-knuckle intensity is also dangerous. So these are things I already agree with. But the way he wrote, the way he expressed himself, was in a profoundly aggressive, combative, rude, violent way. And I found that I just didn't resonate with me. I didn't feel good reading that. And this person is a self-professed atheist, and based on his profession and the way he spoke, it really seemed like he, as an atheist, he was an atheist fundamentalist, as opposed to an atheist liberal. And yes, there are times when, to quote Shakespeare, you have to be cruel to be kind. There's sometimes, to reference, I think it was Fritz Perlman, the father of Gestalt therapy. Sometimes you have to, shake someone up to wake them up. That's not necessarily being cruel. That's the aggressive side of compassion. For instance, if someone's trying to rescue someone from a burning building and they're in hysterics, you may have to subdue them before you carry them out. That's better than having them burned to death. But still, if we are honestly indifferent to the pain we cause others, then we are probably caught up in the momentum of fear and rigidity and intolerance and aggression. If that's the case, for that moment at least, we're caught up in the momentum, the energy, the paradigm, the pattern, the template, the mold, the matrix of fundamentalism. There have been some good technical minds who are able to master formulas and spit them out and be very proficient at mathematics. But the true scientific geniuses, the true creative geniuses, have been liberals. You can either be a minion of orthodoxy or a creative genius, but you can't be both because they're mutually exclusive. So, whether we choose to be in the moment a Jew, a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Jain, a Sikh, a Buddhist, a Taoist, a Wiccan, a shaman, whatever we choose to practice in the moment, let's practice it gently, liberally, without rigidity, without fear, without aggression, remembering that science changes all the time. Our understanding of the world we live in changes all the time. Our spiritual realizations shift all the time. And we'll miss out on all of them if we're being rigid. So let's embrace the liberal idea. Not the pseudo-liberal idea, but the real. See, and this is important to explore. The pseudo-liberal idea says, listen, I'm not going to do anything, but I want to feel good about myself and make you feel good about me. So I'm going to say things that sound more wise than they are, and other things that sound more spiritual than they are, as just an excuse to do nothing but think high, great thoughts of myself. That's not real liberalism. That's a bunch of malarkey. Yes, I'm quoting the Vice President. That's a bunch of malarkey. A true liberal longs and yearns to evolve in whatever field of endeavor excites him, whether it's fitness or nutrition or the sciences or spirituality or creativity or art or performing arts, whatever strikes his fancy. He wants to grow. He wants to evolve. He longs for it. He thirsts for it. He hungers for it. Like the Tasmanian devil on a Bugs Bunny cartoon. If we don't have that hunger, if we don't have that thirst, we're not really a liberal. We're just a great spaz pretending to be something he's not. I'd like to quote Jesus Christ. I consider him another kick-ass Jew. And in Sermon on the Mount, he said the first beatitude was, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. The first prerequisite to the spiritual path was a desire to be there. So let's not be false liberals. Let's not be pseudo-spiritual. Let's really, whatever we pursue, let's pursue authentically vulnerably, enthusiastically, and flexibly. Completely letting go. Page 20. I want to talk about scientists for a second. Being a sci-fi geek, I love scientists. I'm a scientist groupie. It's very disgusting, I tell you. It is. It's pathetic. But there's two types of scientists. Yeah, once again, minions of orthodoxies and creative geniuses. People who are scared to be wrong, people who aren't scared to be wrong. And there's been many books and many treatises written why Star Trek could never happen, why the science of Star Trek is an impossibility. And there are others who recognize those same limitations and say obstacles to be overcome to make Star Trek a reality. And there's a huge dichotomy there. One says this can never be done. One says in order to do it, we have to overcome that. One has no possibility. One is brimming with possibility. And for instance, the fundamentalist physicists say, listen, because of Heisenberg principle, one of the Heisenberg principles, they say a transporter would be impossible. So you gotta love the writers in Star Trek. They created something called the Heisenberg bypass. Being creative requires, being a true creative requires courage and playfulness and vulnerability. And now it turns out more than a year has elapsed since, many years have elapsed since theoretical physicists actually began exploring the possibility of actually constructing warp technology. And once again, the fundamentalists said, here's why it could never work. And then liberals said, here's things to be overcome. And I was put on the shelf because I didn't know how to overcome them. Years elapsed, and then sometime in 2011, a paper was published saying, oh, here's how we can overcome this problem. And boom, they're closer. Will they ever have warp? I don't know. But ask anybody who's explored science just out of curiosity, without an agenda. It gives birth to so many rich, meaningful discoveries. So let's really, really choose to be the happy liberal rather than the cranky, constipated fundamentalist. Okay, so now we come to page 20, which is the stuff that is unique to lesson 2, stuff that we learned in this lesson, and now we're going to review it. Remember, these are silent exercises, so this is where good grammar goes to die. Page 20, exercise 1. Where, feel, ill, chain ray zig. Why ill not? Satisfy. Why could ill never last? Page 21. Why could ill not be me? Why could ill not be mine? Why could ill not be grasped? 22. Why could I let ill go? Why would I let ill go? When will I let ill go? Chain Ray Zig, let ill go. Page 23, this takes us to the Chag Chen. Let's do the extensive alternate nostril breathing. In through left, out through right. If any of these terms are confusing, go back to lesson 1, video 1. In through right, out through left. In through both, out through both. Page 24. Left, right. Right, left. Both, both. Again, left, right. Right, left. And now both, both. Okay, that concludes the extensive alternate nostril breathing. Please meet me on page 25. And I invite you to use the crease counting that I taught you in your prior guided meditation. For now, we're going to do the Mahamudra of awareness and letting go, also known as Dzogchen, also known as Vipassana. What feeling? Letting go. What hearing? Letting go. What seeing? Letting go. Please join me on page 26. Noticing, letting go. This free. Please gently open your eyes. Gently notice the face of of the image of Chinrezig that allow your peripheral vision to drink in your environment. This free. All right. Now that we're on page 28, let's recite the positive intentions to guide and direct all this good karma that we just generated. So join me, won't you, for 2 repetitions of 12-phase sun salutation, followed by 2 repetitions of Vietnamese bowing. Okay, here we go. By this virtue may now accomplish the spontaneous, habitual, easy, and effective mastery of Buddha's mental units, of devotion, awareness, love, and letting go, and now lead every living being, without exception, to this ground. May everyone be healthy, wealthy, and happy. May everyone practice skillfully and joyfully and accomplish Chinrezig in this life, and that how many others do likewise. For truly that is the meaning of life. Om Mani Padme Hum. Vietnamese bows. May I always be cared for throughout all my lives with the Buddha of compassion emanating as my kind teacher. And as such may I always enthusiastically and joyfully tread this excellent path praised by the conquerors. Okay, my friends, I thank you for your time and your kind attention. I remind you that all the questions you have are entered in the links below. And of course, I remind you to subscribe so you can get email notifications every time I upload a video. And to share, to like and share this video with your social network communities. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Bye-bye.